Hi guys. So I was doing I was talking to a customer and she has a ring that she really likes and she isn't sure what size it is. So I realized I'd never done a video on how to measure a ring that you already have so that you can purchase the same size. So regular ruler, you have 1 through 12, 12 inches. On the opposite side of the ruler, I don't know if you can see that, opposite side of the ruler is millimeters. And I think all rulers have that now. Um, Inches on one side and millimeters on the other side. The other thing you can do is you can buy one of these little handy dandy millimeter rulers, which has inches on one side, millimeters on the other side. I use this more than anything just because I'm constantly measuring things, and it's a little bit simpler for me. But the regular roller will work just fine. You don't have to go out and buy anything to be able to do this. And what you do is you just take the millimeter side of the ruler and you set your ring down onto the ruler, and you are measuring from this inside edge, the biggest part of the ring, to this inside edge. Now, we make all of our jewelry based on inside dimension. If you are not buying it from us, then you need to make sure that whoever you are buying it from also measures based on inside dimension. Inside dimension is the inner part of this. If they measure outside dimension, then it's going to be completely different from what we measure. So we measure for fit. Most people, when they're buying like nose jewelry or little tiny earrings, they are looking for the fit of the item, but their gauge may change. So, like a 20 gauge is 0.8 millimeters. It's not even a total of a full millimeter. 18 gauge, I think, is, I'm going to say it's 0.02, 1.02. So it's a little bit over a millimeter thick. And then a 16 gauge is like 1.4 something. I can't remember exactly. So the thickness of the ring is going to affect the outside dimension of the ring. And that's why we don't make anything based on outside dimensions. So, for instance, this little ring right here is a 20 gauge. So it's just under 1 millimeter, 0.8 millimeter thick. So if you were measuring the outside dimension of this ring, you would put the outside edge on the, it looks pretty good, and you would have 0.8 millimeter plus 10 millimeter plus another 0.8. So technically, the outside dimension of this ring is just a touch under 12 millimeter. And that's exactly what I come up with. Like right at 12 millimeter. Actually, it's probably about 13, um, but that will give you the outside dimension. What you really want is you want to measure for inside dimension because you want to measure for fit regardless of what gauge you actually wear. So 10 millimeters is what this ring is. And you'll know what you need to order from anybody who is making them 10 millimeter inside dimension. And if it's somebody making a ring that's 12 millimeter dimension, and it's 20 gauge, you know that you can convert that down to inside dimension from the outside dimension. So what I mean by that is if you have a 20 gauge ring and the outside dimension is 12 millimeter, then you know if you deduct 2 millimeters from that, roughly, I mean, it's 0.8, so it's just under a whole millimeter, then you come up with 10 millimeter inside dimension. And that allows you a little bit of flexibility when you're ordering your rings so that you know that you're ordering the right size. And if all else fails, you can always, if you're really not sure, you can always put this onto the millimeter side of a ruler, take a picture of it and send it to me, email it to me, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. I thought there was something else I was going to tell you too, but I can't remember what it was. If you have one of these little rulers, then all you do is you just set it right on the edge of the inside dimension and on the edge of the other side, and you'll come up with 10 millimeters. Hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, leave them down at the bottom in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, or you can just email me from the page. Thanks. Have a good day.